Chapter 89. Why can't you treat this critical situation as a warning? You still behave sinfully and like a criminal. How can you face your ancestors in heaven? We now have Yunhong, replied King Zhou angrily. He's defeated the enemy and killed their generals and numerous soldiers. He will win a complete victory very soon. I was looking at the snow yesterday when I spotted two men, one young and one old, who moved very differently through cold water. I was lucky to have my queen, who could tell the reason why. She helped to expel my doubts with an experiment. There was no harm done at all. Now, I wish to try another experiment on some pregnant women. Their bellies shall be cut open to see if the queen's vision is correct. This is not a serious matter. How dare you insult me like this? How dare you use the names of my ancestors so recklessly? But Jizi still wept and said, "Everyone is created with the spirit and vitality of both heaven and earth. We are given the five senses to appreciate the greatness of the universe. As a ruler, the king is honored as the people's father. How can he so cruelly and savagely cause his people to suffer? Moreover, once dead, life does not return. Everyone loves one's body and abhors death. But you disdain heaven and ignore good administration. The people are rising up against you, but you do not repent and now wish to slaughter those innocent women. Do you realize that 800 nobles have their troops at Mengjing? Do you realize that once Mengjing is taken and the enemy troops march on Zhaoge, there is no one to protect the capital for you? All our families will be taken captive. Our ancestral temple will be ruined, our palaces occupied, and our people will become the subjects of another king. But you are still deluded by your woman. I'm afraid that when King Wu's army gets here, the people will happily present this capital to him. There will be no need to attack the city. The people and the soldiers will make you their common enemy, and this dynasty of 20 generations will completely collapse. How could I bear it, Your Majesty?" The king wrathfully swore back at him. "You damned old fool! Dare you insult me like this? Dare you disdain me as a ruler losing his kingdom? I cannot take this humiliation." He then ordered his guards, "Take him out and flog him to death at once." But Jizi kept on shouting, "No one should pity my death, but all must pity you who will destroy the nation. This humiliation will be recorded in history forever, and no one, even your filial descendants, will be able to rectify your name." When the palace guards were about to pull Jizi from the happy terrace, shouts were suddenly heard from below. "No, don't! Don't!" Wei Ziqi, and Wei Ziyan rushed up to the terrace, knelt down, and wept bitterly. Jizi is loyal and faithful, and has done great things for this dynasty. Though he spoke rashly, he has only the welfare of the nation in mind. We beg your majesty to consider it carefully. You have cut open the breast of Bi-Gun, and taken out his heart. How can you slay the minister who has a faithful mouth today? We beg you to generously forgive Jizi to encourage his loyalty and please the people and heaven at the same time. They pleaded. King Zhou finally yielded and said, "I accept your admonitions, uncles. I'll forgive him, but I have to degrade him to the status of a common plebeian." Daji unexpectedly ran out from the back court and said to the king, "Oh, you can't do that, Your Majesty. Jizi has insulted you. He's ignored all the rights as your minister. Should you drive him out beyond the palace, he would not forget his hatred and surely throw himself into King Wu's camp. We would be attacked from both outside and inside. What shall we do with him then?" King Zhou asked. "Shave his head and imprison him as a slave according to the law. The people won't dare act against you, and the ministers won't speak recklessly anymore." King Zhou listened with delight and then ordered his guards to put Jizi in prison as a slave. Wei Zi knew it was hopeless to rescue the Shang dynasty. He sadly left the terrace with Wei Ziqi and Wei Ziyan. They consulted one another and decided to take the spirit tablets of all 20 generations from the ancestral temple to a place far away. They wished to live as hermits in memory of the dying dynasty. Saint Confucius, not long thereafter, honored them as 3 prominent ministers in the Shang dynasty. When his 3 ministers had left the terrace, King Zhou ordered his guards to carry in the pregnant women. Daji pointed at one and said, "She has a boy, and it's facing left." She looked at another and said, "She also has a boy, but it's facing right." King Zhou ordered his guards to cut open the pregnant women and take the babies out. They were both boys and both facing in the direction that Daji had visualized. Daji then pointed at the 3rd woman and said, "She has a girl, and it's facing backwards." When her belly was cruelly cut open, everything was exactly as Daji had said. King Zhou was greatly pleased. He praised her, saying, "My dear queen, you are really very wonderful. You are far greater than a goddess or any fortune teller." When these 3 pregnant women cruelly died, heaven and earth turned dull, and the sun and moon lost their brightness. The next morning, a report reached King Zhou that Wei Zi, Wei Ziqi, and Wei Ziyan had sealed up their residences and gone away. The king said joyfully, "Wei Zi was old and useless. Even Wei Ziqi and Wei Ziyan, his brothers, weren't too much help to me. Let them go, and I won't be troubled any longer. Yonhong is fighting so well for us, the Zhou army must be greatly discouraged." King Zhou thus continued to devote all his energy to his women and pleasures. He did not care for politics in the least. One day, 2 fierce and ugly men presented themselves at Fei Lian's residence. One had an indigo blue face, 2 eyes as big as golden lamps, a wide mouth full of tusks, and a robust physique. The other had a face like a melon, a mouth as large as a basin with teeth like short swords, skin of cinnabar, and 2 horns growing from his head. Fei Lian was startled to see them and asked, "Who are you, heroes?" "We are your people. We want to return the grace of the nation. When we heard that Jiang Ziya had occupied our passes and land, we decided to go to the front and beat him. We do not care about rank or honor. We are brothers. My name is Gao Ming, and my younger brother is Gao Zhou." Fei Lian immediately took the 2 to see King Zhou, who was also startled at their strange appearance but liked them because they looked like real warriors. He immediately appointed them as 2 conquering generals. They were entertained at a feast held in the celebration court and later sent to Mengjing. They took large jars of wine with them to comfort Yonhong's soldiers. If you wish to know what happened on the battlefield, please read the next chapter.